Welcome to the podcast. It's called Connor versus Cobb. I am Ryan. Connor,
I'm Nick Cobb.
thanks for being here. I got to start off with a big congratulations to Jingle Master Tony and his wife Katie.
What? What happened?
Yeah. The Jingle Master has given birth to his third child, a baby girl. Yeah. They sold the naming rights to one of our sponsors, Douglas Pure. They have a little daughter named Douglas Pure, named after the smoothest stapler of the century. So congratulations, Jingle Master Tony. I'm glad that Katie was there to get you through labor again. You know, I'm sure it was a really tough one for you. How you doing, Nick?
I love it that Douglas Pure is really starting to grow on me.
I mean, it's a really funny name for a stapler.
It is a perfect name for a stapler that was invented in 1810.
Yeah,
it's perfect, and the fact that it's a Rent-A-Center type stapler, it's really just across the board, just top notch comedic ad writing. So
thank you,
and it's grown on me.
Thank you.
I don't know if it's grown on our YouTube viewership, which last video I checked, we have 600 some odd subscribers, but 0 people viewed the videos.
What? No way. There's no way the numbers are that.
No, maybe people. I don't know. I don't know. Did you see it?
Maybe you saw it. Look, the numbers aren't great. Let's be frank, but that's because we don't know what we're doing.
But we're learning on the go.
Yeah, the right? Numbers are in the dozens, not the thousands. We'll say that. But that's on one platform, and then across all of them, they're in the hundreds. So
I'm pretty sure it's 624 YouTube subscribers. So I think my mom may have a YouTube video up there, 1 or 2, and she's got less subscribers than us. Mm-hmm. So that's something.
You can't always start at the finish line.
Some people do.
Well, yes,
we're not exactly born on third base for the YouTube.
No, we're very much flying by the seat of our pants here. We're just trying to survive here.
I was gonna have, and for listeners or maybe the one viewer of the YouTube or the podcast knows that I have had acid reflux for 15 years, and it's to the point where they've tried to talk me into getting essentially a silver disc, like a $50, just to replace my sphincter.
Your throat sphincter, right?
Yes,
not your asshole one,
right? That would be fantastic if somebody taught me. It's like circus time. They're like, "All right, kid, you farting too much." Sidebar, when I was like 13, 14 years old.
He's like, do you hear jingle bells? No, I'm just farting a little bit.
My mom.
Can it be two? Can it be 2 pieces of silver so it's like a tambourine?
My mom took me to a fart doctor when I was like 15 years old. She was like, "You're just farting too much. You fart constantly." She didn't even say fart. Dude, she's not the type of person that would say.
Did she say pass wind?
No, I don't think it's either pass gas or what's the word that comes before? Make wind. Make wind.
Oof, man, that's adorable. Nick, can you please explain to me what a pediatric fart doctor is, though? Because I think you made up a profession.
No, he had a real name, and
he's a pediatric fart doctor.
That's right. But my mom just basically said, "The fart doctor." That's what we're going to go talk.
Nick, we got to get those farts in shape, buddy.
That's exactly what
fart
happened.
Trainer.
I had to sit in an office, and the doctor, pressed record on the old timey tape recorder, and was like, "So why are you here?" Open ended, like a psychiatrist would be, just leaving it all to me.
Why are you here?
My mom was like, I had to say, my mom thinks I fart way too much, and that's why I'm here. That's what I was. I may have even been 16.
That's more embarrassing than mine. When I was like 13 or 14, I got brought to an audiologist because my mom thought that I had bad hearing. And they were like, actually, his hearing is like off the charts. Luckily, people think there's something called selective hearing. And
Oh, I thought you were going to say it was what? How could you say not as bad? That's not even in the ballpark. Is
no,
going
but
to a
no,
kitty
no, no, no.
fart
But
knocker.
you do understand the ramifications? So
Yes,
she
I
brought me
understand.
because she was like, Ryan, do this or whatever. And I guess I just didn't pay attention or coming to whatever I'm supposed to come to. But I don't know. I think when I'm focused, I just miss everything
That's a great quality, man. Isn't your mother like
outside.
6'8"?
Is my mom 6'8"?
Isn't your
No,
mom really tall?
she's like 5'5".
Oh, you sent me a picture once of like an aunt or a
Oh,
grandmother.
that's my great aunt. She's 6'4", 6'5", something like that.
Remarkable. What a woman.
Yeah,
She must
that
have
whole
played
side,
volleyball.
my paternal grandfather's side. My grandpa was 6'1", I believe, and he's the shortest person in the family. I have a 6'7", 6'8" uncle. Yeah,
My son would fit great in with that
Dutch.
family. A bunch of fucking Vikings. That's awesome. So anyway, acid reflux. So yeah, the $50 in my sphincter. That's what they were trying to talk to me into back in California. I'm like, I just don't like that idea of it just floating around, which is of course not what it's gonna happen.
So is it like some silver alloy or something like neutralizes something?
Sure. So I go back in like a few months ago, and they say we no longer do that. It was just 2 years ago when they're like, this is what we do now to solve this problem with like bad GERD, bad acid reflux, is we put this silver alloy, whatever you want to say.
I totally forgot you're talking about the upper sphincter again, and I was thinking it was an asshole sphincter.
And so just like in the last 2 years, like, no, nobody does that anymore. Now we twist and turn your stomach so that it narrows your sphincter.
Let me ask you a question. A couple things
about the sphincter.
One, have you thought of jarring your farts and selling them?
Thought of it.
Might be okay.
I'm just waiting for Mr. Beast to come in and offer me something for it. What's the single cheapest place to live in the U.S., you think? West Virginia seems like a good guess.
I don't know if you saw last year, there was a story that I think Mississippi is our poorest state, but
it has been for a long time, I think. Yeah.
It has a higher per capita GDP than England.
So when you've been living in Spain, does your celebrity affect just how it is day to day for you?
Shut the fuck up.
Do people approaching you about soccer or comedy or podcasting, or do they just
constantly? I'm constantly getting hit. Hey, I'm a YouTube watcher of the podcast. But no, here's the catch though, right? We go there and we're like, oh, it's so cheap. But then if you start working there, then your income drops and then it levels out. It's just because we get paid more in the U.S.
So okay, so you
know
could
what I'm saying?
Work remote. If you could work remote,
if you work remotely, dude, I have two friends who've lived in Italy for the past 5 years, living like kings. They got a pool. They live in an apartment at Gardner and Fountain here. Nice apartment, but like for LA, it's a very modest living, right?
Okay.
First they were in Sevilla, and then COVID hit, and they were like, let's actually just stay in Europe, and they moved to Puglia, I believe it's called, in Italy, it's like central Italy, I believe. And they got this big villa with a pool and stuff. They're still working for the same company in LA, just working remotely.
Really, no problem.
No problem.
Just working
living
remote.
It up. Yeah.
God, man, the grass really always greener, isn't it? Always. If you know enough people. I like people. I like being around people. I like knowing a lot of people. But that is the downside. Is there's always going to be one or two fucks that have just figured it all out. They figured out how not to have kids. They figured out how to never wear condoms and also not have kids. And they figured out how to live in Italy just like stress-free.
Nick, we got to pay our bills, buddy.
Oh, is it more staplers?
No. This week's sponsor is actually a nonprofit, a 501c3. It's called Broken Watch Open Hearts Foundation.
Wait, we didn't give them a deal on the ad time, did we?
No. They're still paying full price. They just, they don't pay taxes to the government.
Good.
So yeah, Broken Watch Open Hearts Foundation. Now, for every watch you buy which doesn't work, they sell watches, okay? And for every watch you buy that doesn't work, Broken Watch Open Hearts Foundation will donate $6 to pay for open heart surgery for people who do not need it, okay? So,
Lovely.
yeah, it's
I
a
their
great
mission.
idea.
Yeah.
So these watches do not tell time. They look like a nice watch on your wrist, but they don't do anything. And $6 of your $250 purchase will go into a pool to pay for open heart surgery for people who just don't need it at all. And they just, they're up for tinkering. You can just customize your heart a little bit. So for everyone of our, but if everyone buys one, they will make sure that's
go through the copy again.
Yeah, the rest of the copy. I think I wrote this while tired.
Well, I mean, it sounds like something that you would have done on Metroid. Like you can improve your heart. So I'm behind this 100%. It sounds like a worthy cause.
Is there any elective surgery you would get? Now that I'm saying there's a certain comic who clearly got jaw implants.
Oh,
and it's so silly. He now looks like an actor who would play the comedian of himself. Is there any elective surgery you would get?
That's such an interesting question. Does it have to be cosmetic?
Or that's a good question. Take it however you want.
I mean, if there was some way to
not cosmetic, actually. What am I trying to get you to say? I change my whatever. No. I
just like if there were a way to get my any system I have to run better, to run more efficiently, or to last longer, I would do that. Obviously,
But what does that mean? Name the surgery. You're doing your foot doctor talk here. You're just.
Yeah, no, I'm leaving my ass the way it is. I want my sphincter just like that. What I want is the Limitless drug. The drug in Limitless. If there's a surgery for that, that's what I want. Because I'm such a fan. You know the movie Limitless, Bradley Cooper, and you're like,
I've never seen it, but basically you want endless adrenaline.
No, it's not that. You know that okay, a lot of movies for about 20 years would really have fun with the whole like most humans use 2% of their brain.
Right.
And now Lucy uses 8% of her brain. And it's only going to get to be more brain as time goes by. She has 5 days before she uses 100% of her brain, and then she becomes just like this blob of thought and knowledge, something like that. So I would want, if that, I love it if that existed. I would love to be able to go around and be like, I'm Nick Cobb. I use 11.5% of my brain. What do you use? First off, I'd love it for that to be true. But really, I just want the drug in Limitless where he ends up using like 80% of his brain and is just absolute, beyond genius, knows how to work the machine of life, just is basically a superhero.
Did you misunderstand the question?
No, I just couldn't answer that question because I don't want to say like, well, I want to get tit implants. I don't want to say that. Or like, add another inch of my dick. I don't want that. I don't want to do that.
What kind of podcast do you think this is that you think I would do that?
You throw some curveballs every once in a while.
No,
1 minute you'll be talking about how you love to cuddle capuchins. And
no, I want an appendectomy. That's what I was getting at.
That's what you would get?
Yes,
you could do
absolutely.
anything?
You're making up a surgery where you can make your brain 40 times more powerful. What are you talking about?
I'd get all my major joints replaced. I would replace
just replace all of them. You just be in the hospital for 3 months or something, and then you're just like.
No, you said this is like kind of a magic thing, right? So I would do it.
No, it's not magic. It's a surgery.
Look, dude, Why
are you making it magic?
It's not magic. I was just in the elevator the other day with a guy who was getting a knee replacement, and he was getting it done that day. And he said, it's all by machine. It takes 2 hours, ligaments and everything, and you walk out. So it's not crazy to say it's not going to be months and months. If you're talking
you're right. You're not in the hospital for months. You're right, because they don't want your muscles to atrophy. But if you're doing every joint, they can't do that in one surgery.
Of course not. Okay, I'll take ankles, knees.
Ankles, knees.
hips,
Okay. And
elbows.
in hip. Okay. Okay. All right. I mean, that's interesting. I'd rather just stretch, but
No, I don't like stretching.
I'll do appendectomy. I want it out. There's no reason to have this thing.
Yeah, sure. I mean, yes, I understand why you could take the gallbladder too if you wanted to, but like but I'm sure there's something in your body that you can improve, and why not do that?
Look, just because you don't get an opportunity to electively have your appendix removed, and this is a chance, and just think you're like, oh, hey, we're going to go out in the middle of nowhere for 4 days, right? And then there's no risk anymore. We walk around with that risk of our appendix could go bad at any minute.
Okay. All right, fine. I mean, that's one thing off your mind, I guess, if you think about it.
And the recovery time is nothing.
I got a question for you that I didn't ask you last week. Can I ask you now?
Can you say it again into the microphone and with some energy?
Well, I can't handle this one. I've got a question for you.
I've got a question for you. I didn't ask you last week. Can I ask you today?
Dude, I told you I had 5 minutes before you said we're recording. I did. This is the fastest farm to table I've ever done. Is getting ready for
farm to table. Oh man,
I think it's cute. I think it's a perfect way to describe going from like just getting back from Costco to saying hello into this microphone in 5 minutes is an accomplishment, especially when you have to hook up.
Did you give blood at Costco?
No, I gave blood at this plasma place. BioLife.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you went to Costco.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I took that plasma money debit card and I bought some bananas and a rotisserie chicken. That's what I did.
I got you. I thought you were, because I know you go to an optometrist at Costco. So I thought that's what I was like, dude, you're doing it all there?
No, I don't do the optometrist at Costco anymore. I did.
Okay. Well, what's the question you'd like to ask me?
If you were a superhero, which of your friends would you pick as your sidekick, and what would your respective powers be?
Did ChatGPT suggest this question?
No. But
usually your questions don't have
the main question is, if you were a superhero, who would you want? I'm not interested in your superpower because I'm sure it's dumb and has to do with animals.
Usually it's what would be the weirdest part to shit in a Kmart? What this is?
No, it is. I mean, it is a question that I discovered, but it's not ChatGPT. I'm legitimately curious. Who would you want your sidekick to be?
But our listeners aren't going to know who the sidekick is. I'm just kidding. Now you're like, so it's not me. Fuck. All right, it's you, Nick. Now
no, it wouldn't be me.
Now the listeners know everyone who's part of this. It's Nick Cobb. My superpower would be, I mean, I think we've talked about this before. I mean, I think invisibility is the way to go.
And then you pick mine. You pick mine. Flight's not that good.
Flight's not that good. Exactly. It's a burden. Everyone's looking at you all the time. Like, there's flight guy. Invisible. I'm at the NBA Finals. I'm in the Oval Office. I'm wherever the fuck I want to be.
And you have the ability to be quiet sometimes, so that would help too.
Sometimes.
I mean, flying would be cool if you're like, if you're a road comic or something. One of my good buddies is driving down from Chicago to Alabama tomorrow to do like 2 shows. It's 10 hours. I'm like, yeah. I mean, in that case, flying would be awesome. I think it'd be a lot better than we're saying.
Dude, if I was invisible, I mean, I can't imagine I would be doing stand-up. I would just be doing insider trading all the time. I'm just popping into board meetings. That's how I make my living.
I don't know that you'd really have to make money at all if you wouldn't have to worry about, I mean, what would stop you from like just walking into a vault?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Like, why mess around?
But then I'd have to be a thief. I don't want to be a thief. But
you're not thieving if you walk into a boardroom and do insider trading?
I'll do insider. I'm not doing insider trading in real life, but if I was invisible, I'm just thinking of what could I do, or maybe what I would do is just write a book about being invisible, and that would sell, 1 million copies.
Yeah, but you'd have to do some really cool stuff to base that on.
Yeah.
Maybe every night you'd be the only invisible person whose big idea is to start a blog. You're like, I'm invisible for the next year, and every night you're gonna have a treat.
What?
I got a couple of free sausages from Costco today. Nobody saw it coming.
What if we did this? Just do a YouTube series that our dozens of viewers can watch, where we say we're invisible, but really, I mean, they can't prove it. We just got a camera on stuff. It's like, hey, man, we were totally invisible. We went to Trader Joe's. Yeah, and it's just shooting Trader Joe's, and you're
that's the sad reality, is that it probably wouldn't really change our day-to-day life. We get so excited, we'd be brainstorming, but that would be the climax. And then you're like, well, I want to go do a set. I'm like, but nobody's gonna see you.
Yeah. Or like, let's just say I want to go see the Golden State game tonight if Jimmy plays, and
you mean Houston?
I'm like, oh, I can get on a flight for free. I got to stand for the whole flight.
Right.
There's a lot of burdens. They come with this.
Unless you can just, snap your fingers on and off.
Yeah.
That'd be
and then Nick, you as my sidekick, I'm trying to decide if I should fix your sphincter. That's what I'd probably do. You would be Tambourine sphincter.
That's my superpower.
So, yeah. Anytime you fart, it's like a little jingle, like a.
Yeah, every time I fart, I sound like I'm in Peter, Paul, and Mary. Here's the other one. If you died,
do you have an answer
to that
answer
question?
To what? Yeah,
that's my favorite right there.
Answer to what?
I've never really thought about it.
The question you just asked me.
Your guess is as good as mine. I don't know. I think my superpower would be, like, I acknowledge that if I could fly or had superhuman strength or whatever, then most of that stuff would just be, sadly, just in the service of making a living. So if that's the case, like if I'm super strong, then would I be able to better make a living and like working on a construction site or whatever? Or I guess. But I would only want a superpower if I could actually like do some cool superpower shit where I'm helping people, saving lives. Other than that, I would just say I'm going to be able to print money, like just print money.
Just print money, which gave me another superpower idea that might even be better than the one we just said. Okay, well, actually, invisible is still better because just being in just rooms that people ordinarily would not be in is amazing. But maybe you as my sidekick, I'd make you time travel man, and you can travel one day into the future and then come back.
That's
and then
very
you
interesting.
And I would just win the Powerball over and over and over again.
You and I are on the same page now because I've rewritten it. My superpower would be I would want to willingly, when I want to do Groundhog Day.
Yeah,
that's what I would do. I'd just be like, okay, that was a day that was really important to me, and it didn't go as well as I wanted, being an interview or whatever. I'm going to do it over, and I'm going to do it over and over and over and over. It's not going to be super easy because I'll have a lot of lessons and maybe have some embarrassing moments. But in the end, it'll be awesome. I think that's what it would be. Here's my other question. It's a quick one. If you died and were asked to choose between finding out what is next after death or roaming the earth alone as a ghost for eternity, which one would you choose?
Roam the earth as a ghost for eternity, or what was the other thing?
Just finding out what happens after death. You don't, if it's nothing, if it's heaven, if it's hell, whatever, it's a gamble. Would you rather find that out or the relative safety of being a ghost and just kind of roaming the world stress-free? You don't have to eat. You don't have to earn money. You're not lonely. You have no real emotion.
Assumption about a ghost.
That what?
That you're just roaming around stress-free. Like you act like they're just going about their business, living a life. Like.
Hey, we don't know. Ghosts could be getting a bad rap for a long time.
You want to hang out? What are you talking about?
Ghosts. There could be ghosts out there surfing right now. The only ghost that people talk about. It's just like the inner city. The only people that talk about they only get bad rep because of the news, and the news only wants to hear from like the dumbasses after a tornado. They don't want to hear about the cool people after a tornado that didn't lose their mobile homes. It's no different with ghosts. The only time you hear about ghosts is when they're haunting. I'm sure there are a lot of ghosts out there just chilling, having picnics and surfing and, going golfing or whatnot.
And the media just ignores these ghosts. They're focused on the
because nobody wants
red
to watch
meat ghosts.
Yeah, nobody wants to watch a happy ghost that's chilling, not causing problems. They want to see a ghost wearing a wife beater, like trying to sell Ritalin. That's the only ghost that anyone's interested in seeing.
This shit is wild, man. This is a crazy ass question. I guess I just want to know what happens after death.
All right.
Fine. I would take that just because roaming the earth for eternity does not sound good.
It doesn't.
I would want to relax. Like, not even in my old age can I sit down. I got to keep floating around from room to room. What are you talking about? Who would choose that?
I think a lot of people would choose it if they're really afraid about what happens after death.
What could you be afraid of that's worse than roaming the earth for eternity?
I think it's not, well, you're on the earth, right? And so the assumption being if you're roaming around, it's not hell, although that's kind of semantics, actually, now that you think about it.
Right, exactly. The idea of roaming is it's a struggle, right? You're like, you know what I mean? It's like, would you like to wander the desert for 40 years or not?
Yeah, you're basically Casper if Casper is Shogun. That's kind of what you are. That's you just get in adventures.
By the way, did you watch the Netflix series Shogun?
No, but I will.
It's very good, but I will offer a warning. Not much levity in it. No jokes in whatever the feudal Japan.
Not a lot of jokes.
No, I mean someone is called funny one time, and it's like, you motherfucker, I will kill you if you
thought that was funny. Yeah,
if you suggest I have a sense of humor, you're fucking dead.
Yeah,
it really is. It's that serious, man. It's crazy. I got to get to the ophthalmologist, so let's do rank them.
Let's hear it. I'm excited. I love rank them.
Rank them is a game where I will give you 3 attributes for the person who is perfect for you in every way, except for these 3 defining characteristics. It's the same person, except for these 3 things. You have to rank them in order of best to worst, worst to best. It doesn't matter which order. Number 1, believes every single conspiracy theory. Passionately believes it, talks to you about it. Okay?
Okay.
2, has a full body NASCAR suit tattoo. Like the fire suit they wear with ad sponsors all over it, you know?
That's what their body looks like?
Yeah, it's a full body tattoo from the neck down all the way to the fingertips. Like even the gloves that they drive in. Everything, every inch is covered. And then, you know, say like DuPont, STP,
Mellow Yellow.
Nike. Yeah.
That's a remarkable achievement.
Panera.
What a commitment to tattooery.
So we've got believes every conspiracy theory, full body NASCAR suit tattoo, and the third one has feet for hands.
Oh God, this is well. I mean, either one of the first 2, I would have said when I was listening to him, like that's bottom, but feet for hands has to be bottom.
Is it?
Feet.
She doesn't believe in conspiracy theories.
On the end of her arms are feet.
Feet, yeah.
No.
You don't think it would be cool to be able to like go for a gallop with your significant other?
No, I don't. I don't think. Does she have hands on her feet?
Hey, I don't really have anything going on today. Do you want to go for a trot?
It's kind of sad and disturbing. No, I would not want someone whose extremities were reversed.
No, they're not reversed. It's still feet for feet, but just also feet for hands.
Oh, okay. Well, that, I don't know why I reacted like that. It doesn't matter. The feet for hands would really throw me off. No offense to anybody out there with feet for hands. Maybe if I were faced with it in real life, I wouldn't feel that way.
All right, fine.
I'd probably go in order. I wouldn't love the conspiracy theory, and it's pretty close.
You take that number one?
It's pretty close. I'd probably take it as the most tolerable.
Okay. Your choice, man. You go conspiracy theory, and then what do you go number 2?
The tattoo.
Really? And then feet for hands.
And then feet for hands.
Interesting. Feet for hands, the real downside is you got to have to cook and carry everything, right? So it's more of a physical imposition. I see the conspiracy theorist is an imposition on my mind and soul. Like it would weigh on me so much. It would bother me. It would eat me up. I wouldn't be able to sleep. I'd be like, how does she believe this stuff? How does, I wouldn't be able to deal with it. So that's number 3. Conspiracy theorist is number 3. I don't love tattoos. Okay. I don't love tattoos. It's the same reason I'm not into like cosmetic surgery or anything like that. It's like, just let nature run its course. Just be yourself. Right. However, full body NASCAR suit tattoo is pretty cool. And it's better than feet for hands. It doesn't affect the personality. I think it's kind of funny. So I go full body NASCAR.
I may go full body NASCAR
first, and I hope that her sponsor is Tide, because that would look pretty cool.
Look, man, it's just the easiest rank them, because you could have the partner has both 1 and 2, and I would still take it over 3. 3 is so Madden level. It's like, oh, it's an ideal partner, but her face and her ass are switched. I mean, come on, man. What do you?
Face and ass is switched.
What do you?
That reminds me of one of the first rank thems was one of the attributes was NVO, which stands for no vaginal opening, and then the caveat was, but the other holes are world class.
Okay.
It's a little more R-rated than we like to give our YouTube viewer, but
we'll be kicked off anyway.
Yeah, we will.
I mean, I guess you're right. There is something kind of sexy about like just that commitment of like, I'm this into it.
Yeah.
I guess I'd go 2, 1, 3.
But you have to say what they are. You can't just say 2, 1, 3.
Fine. I'd go tattoo, and then I'd go conspiracy, and then feet for hands, which is never going to happen.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, fair. All right, guys, we got to get out of here. Nick, what would you like to promote?
Oh, I'm at CG's Comedy Club in about a month headlining. I'm going to be out in Rockford. I'll give you updated details on that. And I got some other stuff that I'm booking pretty soon. Yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, I'll be in a month, Ottawa, Toronto, Hamilton, Ontario, in June in Phoenix, September, Edmonton, Philly, and DC, in October, New Westminster, British Columbia, which is Vancouver, and Minneapolis, and in December with Nick Cobb in Chicago and Mahomet, Illinois, and we'll probably tack on a couple more. And you can, go to my website and view, you can buy my book, The Party. You can watch the special live from DC. And I think that's it. Anything else, Nick?
Nah, man. Thank you very
guys,
much. This
has been a very informational episode of Connor vs. Cobb, and we thank you for listening. Don't forget to go to douglaspure.com and
just a couple of guys palling around, coming out of your speakers, a beautiful sound. They debate, berate, and have a laugh or two. Connor v. Cobb, for me and for you. La 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 la.
Ryan and Nick. Nick and Ryan. The Scoundrels of the Hour.